Hey, what's up, everybody? Now, before I get into the video I want to do, as you guys can tell, I found a way to get connected to the Wi-Fi on my laptop because I'm now on my laptop, which I'm very happy about because it was a pain in the ass to do this via my phone because I would have to stand in a corner, make sure my phone was charged, and my iPhone storage was full, so I had to, get rid of some apps and clear some photos off, and I had to upload them, and then it just took forever for me to upload it, and then it took me forever to be able to even just upload the, 205 live review, so it was just a huge pain in the ass, but I'm glad I can just do this via my computer. Hopefully there'll be no issues with that. So now that I've kind of covered that, let's get into the video. I'm here to give you guys my review for WWE NXT UK for May 8th, 2019, and this is episode 42. This is the start of the tape-ins in Scotland, which, I'm happy about. I like it when they go back to the UK. I kind of missed it because the UK crowds are pretty awesome. Even though I just saw the UK crowd for this week's episodes of Raw and SmackDown, I still enjoy the UK crowds in NXT UK. We had the commentary team of Nigel McGuinness and Vic Joseph for this show. And it kicks off with Sid Scala backstage. And he announces that starting on this episode, there's going to be 4 qualifying matches to get into a Fatal 4-Way match in 4 weeks, which would be 4 episodes because obviously it's already happened. And, the winner of that Fatal 4-Way match will become the number 1 contender to the WWE United Kingdom Championship. Within the next 4 episodes, we're going to have the matches qualifying to get into the Fatal 4-Way match, and then on the last episode. Because I imagine the 4-Way match is going to be the last match that takes place in the set of the NXT UK tapings. Either that, or they're going to wait until after the Walter Pete Dunne match. I think this is going to take place on on 2 sets of tapings. So there you go. And he did announce that in 2 episodes, which is going to be this week's episode, Pete Dunne and Walter are going to have their rematch for the WWE United Kingdom Championship, which I'm very excited about. So there you go. I really like this backstage segment. And the show opened up with a match between Mustache Mountain and The Hunt. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a hell of a tag team match. Tyler Bate gets the advantage early on, I believe his name's Jay Melrose. Jay Melrose starts to get booed. Trent Seven comes in and tries his fair. He tries to do the thing where he hits Jay Melrose and does the DDT, but Jay Melrose doesn't block it, so he just has to hit him in the ribs and do it. So I thought that was cool. And he hits a double suicide dive onto the Hunt, and then eventually the Hunt get the heat on him. They hit a really cool power slam. And they dominate Trent Seven for a while. And then eventually Tyler Bate gets the hot tag. And he starts to run rough shot. They hit a double powerbomb on Jay Melrose. But don't get the win. Because Mike Hitchman breaks up the pinfall. And then eventually, the Hunt's about to get the win with a double suplex. But Trent Seven just is able to break it up. I really like, too, that senton that Mike Hitchman does. I think that's really cool. But then eventually Mustache Mountain hit the clothesline, half and half suplex combination for the win. And it made sense to have Mustache Mountain win because I have a feeling that, they're really going to start now to really build them up to get a NXT UK Tag Team title match. So I really am okay with it. And it didn't really make the Hunt look bad. They had a really good showing in this matchup, and yeah, I thought they made them look good. So I really like this. I thought all of this was good. Then Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan are backstage, and we see that Amir Jordan was attacked by somebody, but they don't tell us who it is. Because they implied that it was the Grizzled Young Veterans. At least that's what I thought. But then they kind of say later on in the show we're not sure if it was them, so I don't know if they're going to do a storyline with that. So this kind of ties in because they were supposed to have an NXT UK Tag Team Championship match against the Grizzled Young Veterans. So that's kind of up in the air after this segment. And then we had the WWE United Kingdom Championship Fatal 4-Way qualifying match. Joe Coffey versus Flash Morgan Webster. I thought this was a relatively good match here as well. The crowd was very odd in this match because it's in Joe Coffey's hometown. They cheered for him and booed Flash Morgan Webster, but I kind of liked how they utilized that as a storyline in this match, where Flash Morgan Webster's game plan and stuff was all off. Joe Coffey dominates the matchup early. He hits a really cool Faux Nelson. He throws Flash Morgan Webster into the steps, but then eventually Flash Morgan Webster mounts a comeback. He hits a really cool suplex, a really cool flip dive on the outside. But then eventually, when Flash Morgan Webster goes for the win, Joe Coffey reverses it, and he throws him into the post, and he hits a run-in battering ram headbutt to the chest and hits the Awa best for the bells. Gets the win. Made sense for Joe Coffey to go over because it was in his hometown. And also, too, because he's been in contention before for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. So I think it makes sense that you want to have a guy in Gallus in that match. And then afterwards, Gallus, who's out there, do a promo talking about how they are Gallus and Scotland's their kingdom. And Wolfgang actually starts to go off on Dave Mastiff because he's facing him in the next episode in a qualifying match, saying, that he's going to finish what he started back in New York, because they did like a thing back in the New York tapings. And then that was that. I really enjoyed this, though. And yeah, I can't wait to see Wolfgang versus Dave Mastiff. I think that would be an awesome match. Then it has a video package of Pete Dunne training at the NXT UK Performance Center for his rematch with Walter. I liked it. And then we had another vignette for Ilya Dragunov. I really can't wait to see him. He's going to be debuting in the next episode. So there you go. Then we had Nina Samuels versus Casey Owens. And, it was a nice enhancement match for Nina Samuels. She ended up winning with Nina Hiroshi, which is a Hushi Goroshi. They just, named it after her, which is kind of interesting because they never will say the name of that move. So I kind of thought it was kind of interesting. And then afterwards, she gets interviewed by Radzi, and she gets asked about Toni Storm. And she talks about how she's been in NXT UK since day one. And she says that Toni Storm has grinded all over the world to do this. But she asked what she did it for, because she abandoned basically her entire family just to live out this dream. But now it's going to all be for naught, because all she's going to have is just a broken dream after I take her NXT UK Women's title. And then that was basically the segment. I enjoyed this, though. I really, I'm assuming that Toni Storm is going to be feuding with Nina Samuels next, and that makes sense. And I'm actually excited to see that match. And, I think I actually like Nina Samuels. I think she's good. Then Dave Mastiff gets interviewed about his match on the next episode with Wolfgang, and he talks about how Wolfgang not embarrass him, but tried to embarrass him in New York, but that's not going to work. And he said that he's going to beat him next week and have his fight for the UK Championship in the future. And then Kaylee, after he walks off, Kaylee Ray comes up and says she commends Nina Samuels for long-waited work to get the opportunity to become the NXT UK Women's Champion, but she doesn't want to wait. She wants to face Toni Storm, and that was pretty much. And she says that no one will ever forget her name in NXT UK, and that was pretty much that. I like this segment though too. I kind of like when they do the things with the press because it makes the brand feel big. So I liked it. Then we had the main event, which what we thought we were supposed to get, an NXT UK Tag Team Championship match between NXT UK Tag Team Champions Grizzled Young Veterans versus Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan. However, there was a twist. The Grizzled Young Veterans come out and pretty much say that the match is not going to happen because Amir Jordan was attacked backstage. And then Kenny Williams comes out and says that he got another tag team partner. And who is it? None other than Noam Dar. This was his return. It was kind of ruined because he had been on 205 Live, the day before. So it was kind of ruined a little bit. But it was still pretty cool. This was I guess, his official return to WWE. Because I know technically the 205 Live match, was live. And this was taped before that match. And he got a big pop. And actually, there was a funny thing, too. I forgot to mention that when Joe Coffey was doing his promo, he talked about how he destroyed the helmet Flash Morgan Webster, and everyone chanted he's a helmet, so I thought that was funny. But yeah, we have this match here. It was really good. Starts out all out of control, where everyone's just brawling on the outside, which makes sense because Kenny Williams and Noam Dar are just upset, and then eventually they finally get the match under control, and the Grizzled Young Veterans go after Noam Dar's leg, and I really like the spot where Zach Gibson did the shin breaker, and James Drake jumped on the outside. This is typically the spot where the Grizzled Young Veterans do the back suplex, like springboard axe handle combination. They switched it up, and they work over the leg of Noam Dar for a long time, and they continuously prevent him from getting the tag to Kenny Williams. But then eventually Kenny Williams does get the hot tag, and he starts having a house of fire. And Zach Gibson, though, ends up hitting a Northern Light suplex. Doesn't get the win, though. Eventually, Noam Dar gets tagged back in. They do a spot where they do a ankle lock, where Noam Dar gets a knee bar in onto Zach Gibson, and he ends up tagging in James Drake out of nowhere, which was pretty cool. And then James Drake gets put into a knee bar, and Zach Gibson tries to come in and break it up, but Kenny Williams puts him in an ankle lock, and everyone's just kind of punching and kicking to try to get each other to tap or not tap, and eventually Gibson just rolls out of it and ends up rolling Kenny Williams into Noam Dar, and it gets broken up. And then Gibson hits the ticket to Mayhem from this middle turnbuckle, and he meant to hit Kenny Williams, but Noam Dar took the bullet for him. And then eventually Noam Dar gets taken out on the outside. Kenny Williams is in a 2-on-1 situation, so the Grizzled Young Veterans attack him. And eventually the Grizzled Young Veterans win with the shotgun drop kick in the corner, and then the Hell to Rise, or whatever it's called, the Brain Buster, and then the Shooting Star Press of 450 for the win. And the Grizzled Young Veterans retain the NXT UK Tag Team titles, which I think makes sense. You don't really want to put it on a makeshift tag team like Dar and Kenny Williams, and I think they were going to retain even if it was Amir Jordan anyways. I don't think they should lose the belts until they face Mustache Mountain again, and the Mustache Mountain win the belts. So there you go. And that was pretty much this episode of NXT UK. I thought it was an awesome episode. Really nothing wrong with it. I really enjoyed how it's built to future episodes, and I really enjoyed the matches on the show, like Mustache Mountain versus The Hunt, Joe Coffey versus Flash Morgan Webster, and Grizzled Young Veterans versus Noam Dar and Amir Jordan. I really enjoyed Noam Dar's return, too. I thought that was awesome. But yeah, I enjoyed that it's built into the future things, like that Fatal 4-Way match coming up, Dave Master versus Wolfgang, Pete Dunne versus Walter and their rematch. It's setting up, feuds for Toni Storm, whether that's going to be, against Nina Samuels or Kaylee Ray, or both of them in a triple threat match. I enjoy that. So yeah, really awesome setup episode. I'm going to give this episode an A-. I thought it was awesome. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Since I'm going to make a video right after this, I'm not going to do the plugs until I do my Money in the Bank predictions. So that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.